think that being a member of the school board really helped me understand in vivid detail the importance of serving your community. Being an elected member of the school board is a privilege, and to see and to learn about all of the things that go into making our schools run in Essex and Westford was pretty eye-opening and helpful for me as a person and as a parent. But then also being able to shape kind of where our schools were going and the big decisions that we had to make as a board. So I'll go back to the time. So between my stints as a member of the Essex Town School Board and the Essex Westford School Board, I served as the chair of something called the Regional Education District Study Committee. It's a lot of words, but basically this was a group of about 25 to 30 members of the communities who got together to study whether or not it would make more sense for our 5 different school districts to merge into one school district. So the first thing you need to do is to collect signatures to get on the ballot for the school board. And so the numbers may have changed. I'm not sure exactly because it's been a few years since I've run. It's either like 25 or 35 signatures that you need to get from just people in the community who are registered voters and who basically nominate you to be on the ballot. And then once your name is on the ballot, it's a good idea to do some outreach to members of the community to let them know that you're running. Yeah. To meet with people, to explain your views about how the schools should be run or maybe shouldn't be run, depending on your point of view. And then you wait for the results to come in after the election to see if you've won. Yeah. And sometimes, unfortunately, school board seats go what's called uncontested, meaning that there's only one person who's running for that seat. And so the thing to know about being on a school board is it's a nonpartisan position. So you don't run as a Democrat or a Republican or a progressive. You certainly bring your political ideology to the table, but it's not an outwardly partisan position. The thing that I stressed during my time on the board is that we shouldn't bring partisan politics into the boardroom because everyone on the school board is interested in the success of our students and ultimately the success of the school district. And partisan politics really don't have a healthy place in that mix and during those kinds of conversations. It's a great time to be thinking about that question because right now the foundations of our democracy are under attack. And so it's more important than ever for students and for young people and for adults, everybody, to be engaged in politics or what I like to think of more as civil society than ever, because our democracy, it's ironic too that this year we're celebrating the 250th anniversary of the Revolutionary War. And so it's a great time to sort of be in touch with all of the reasons that this country was founded. Yeah. Freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of the press, freedom of religion. A lot of those things are sort of under attack in various ways. And I think people are starting to sort of fight back, if you will. Yeah. But the very foundation of our democracy is sort of fragile at this moment. And I think that young people and people of all ages should really lean in and get involved in any way that they can, from school board member all the way up to running for governor in Vermont. Like, I think there's lots of ways for people to be involved, even if it's going to a zoning board meeting or a select board meeting or a school board meeting. Being involved, paying attention, understanding the issues that are being debated in your community is really vital. And having that information that allows people to take action based on their beliefs and what they feel is important. Well, at the time, I had kids in the schools, and that felt like an extra way for me to sort of know what was going on and to be in touch with. A lot of times people who are on the outside of the school board process, they have a lot of things, they have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So it was a great way for me to be in the know about everything that was going on. But again, I think that my ultimate motivation was I wanted to contribute in a productive and positive way to my community. And so I think trustee is the most relevant one for a school board member. Again, it's nonpartisan. And while you are a delegate, I think that you are much more more entrusted to oversee ultimately the operation of the school district, how the schools are being run, making sure that the schools are meeting sort of their commitments to the community, and also that taxpayers' money is being spent in an efficient and cost-effective way. It helps to have some subject matter expertise. So I didn't necessarily consider myself an expert in education, but I certainly had experience, as a student in Vermont schools myself, and then with my kids in school. I had sat in on a number of PTO meetings and also had attended school board meetings prior to being elected. So I think it's really important for people to get a sense of the thing that they're ultimately going to be responsible for. Passion for public service, a care and commitment to the thing that you're getting yourself involved in, and then some experience or subject matter expertise about the thing it is that you're running for. So to be honest with you, I never really had to campaign that hard because there was very, very seldom there was any competition. So I would write letters to the editor that got published in the Essex Reporter to explain my views. I was active on social media, things like Front Porch Forum, to explain my position on various things. And then I just had a really strong network of people in the community that I knew and who trusted me as a person. They didn't know me yet as a school board member, who thought that I deserved a chance. And so I would talk with people just, at the grocery store or at a party or that kind of thing. So again, it was not a lot of effort because there just wasn't a lot of competition. So I think when the Essex Westford School District first was formed, I think back in 2017, but please double check for me. Our big promise to the community was that it would mostly be a cost saver, like it would save money over the long run, and it would either reduce or stabilize taxes. School taxes are very complicated in Vermont. And at the time, there was a benefit that was being offered by the state. So over my 5 years of service, every year, I made a point during our budget deliberations to reinforce this idea of how much money have we saved taxpayers since the formation of the district. We calculated a total savings of over $2 million. I'd say the other thing that we accomplished is we made sure that students had a voice on the board, and so we actually instituted a student member of the board. During my time on the board, we also passed something called the equity policy, which led to the flying of the Black Lives Matter flag over the schools in our district, and I think that was an important moment to make sure that all students knew that we were thinking and caring about their experience.
Yeah.